African swine fever continues to be unabated in Nagaland with positive cases reported in Tuli and Tizit. Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services issues advisory asking to report unnatural death of pigs to the nearest veterinary institute and warns not to consume dead pigs. Naga Students Federation condoles a tragic Dimami Kukhagul raised questions on the advisory issued by Dimapur DC Rajesh Sondar Rajan on 21st May, asking public to stop plying at the Shozuku and the Zukhihe bridge. KTKK further gives 15 days ultimatum to Road and Bridges Department of Road and Bridges to send the experts or officials to the inspection of the bridge. In a significant order recognizing sex work as a profession, Supreme Court directs police not to interfere or take criminal action against the adult and the consenting sex workers. The apex court further says that sex workers are entitled to dignity and equal protection under the law. Hello viewers, I'm Rinki Gogoi and those were the top headlines. Now we'll see the news in details of Primetime News. With the outbreak of the African swine fever in Nagaland, where positive cases were first reported under Longling district on 13th of May, new cases has been reported from Mokokchung and Mon as well. As per official information, till now 30 pigs has been reported dead, but there are suspect of more which are unreported. To learn more about the outbreak and the spread of the disease, Nltv took an exclusive interview of the Core Committee of Control and Containment officials. During the interview, the Joint Director and Convener for Core Committee of Control and Containment, Dr. Kigwele, stated that the African swine fever is a highly contagious hemorrhagic viral disease. He also said that due to the lack of awareness and preventive measures for the public on the disease amongst the pig farmers, the disease has spread more rapidly. He also informed that they will first start an awareness campaign among the pig farmers on the disease.
I'm Dr. Kigwele, Joint Director and the convener of the Core Committee for Control and Containment of African Swine Fever. Ito African Swine Fever ki ase kule to African Swine Fever to highly hemorrhagic viral disease kauri logote nolebi wild pig kan logote ulalaga bimari ekta ase. Ito to ole tai virus belonging to DNA virus. Itia Nagalande ito ASF outbreak hoise ko gine sok madu monduk pai gine o takiase. Aro kombato tik na jani gine ito swine flu ko gine ito laga kothabi ulai gine viral jayase.
Regarding to the trainings and awareness, and especially with regard to ASF, nutun bimar ase. Karne government of India to be bishi guideline for the entire India. La guideline ikta ulagina the entire country should follow this guideline. Kuina dia laga ikta ase. Aro before it came to India, Southeast Asian countries they kaurihan pishi murigina takhan do stamp out they could call all the population total population do murai gina dump kurina bury guri dia inia la thagise. So in terms of millions billions laga tam laga inia kuri luise kintu coming to India first to northeast di hoyase. So Assam khan Arunachal khan de suru kura time bra Nagaland di nuhwa gide ami khan bi government of India bra laga all the neighboring states khan sob to alert hoigina khan proper information digina interstate transport of the pigs khan sob bon guri digina inia ami khan sob bishi do try guri je aru paradak to ami
On the same note, African swine fever continues to be unabated in the state, with positive cases reported in Tuli Block, Mokokchung District and Tizit Block and Mon District. Notably, the Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services issued an advisory to contain the spread of the disease. It stated that farmers whose pigs have been affected should inform the sudden death of the pigs to the nearest veterinary institute and not to consume the dead pigs. The department also mentions that the dead pig should be buried at least 6 feet deep, followed by spreading of lime. It further mentioned that one should not throw the carcass in rivers or canals or streams or water bodies. Furthermore, department mentioned that for any queries on ASF, one can contact the Joint Director, ASF Core Committee Convener Dr. Krikekulio Linie at mobile number 60097532226. And now the Kukakuboto area Kukami Kukakulu on Thursday held a press conference on the situation of Shozuku and Zukihe Bridge. The Kukakulu raised questions on the advisory which was issued by the Dimapur DC Rajesh Sondrarajan on 21st May, asking public to stop plying at Shozuku and Zukihe Bridge. It is to be mentioned that Kukaboto area Kukami Kukakulu served for demands during the press conference. It provided an ultimatum of 15 days to the Department of Road and Bridges to send experts or officials to inspect the bridge. It secondly demanded for an alternative road for the people to commute, as an advisory has been issued to public not to travel through the bridge. It thirdly noted that the department will have to take full responsibility for the unfortunate coincidences, and lastly urged the citizens not to spread anything on social media before getting to know the ground reality. The Kukakulu stated that in 2007, the bridge was assigned to MS Pabscon to complete the work within 24 months. However, the contractor left it with work without being done or completed, and it's half done. Since the Kukakulu has appealed the concerned departments and the authorities to complete the construction of the bridge on many occasions. However, since there was no positive response from the authorities, the Kukakulu decided to take its own initiative and completed the construction of the bridge. The Kukakulu questioned Nagaland Public Works Department on why assistance was not provided earlier, and only after the inauguration of Shozuku Zukihe two-lane bridge, an advisory notice has been issued.
That within 15 days, let the department and the administrative officers come and verify the bridge. Na, how to certify kuru gole kuribi. No helebi, mokanto itu bridge to ledu ban na kuru. One stop flying, one stop the public for flying. Second demand asa amikan la judi itu Shozuku Zukihe bridge is not safe enough for the public to fly. Na, itu cholobo na parile. Public can itu use kule to itu safe no hoy kule do. The government, the department should make alternative arrangement immediately. Nay, within 2-3 years, itu immediately alternative bridge bana dibi. Nay, but while that bridge is under construction, we'll be using that bridge. And number 3, while using that bridge, itu bridge chola dam de public can aha jaw kora dam de. In case itu to kobo na pare na, in case kiba kibi hoise, collapse hoise, bangise, holibi kiba hoise, the department and the administration should be responsible. Why? Because the foundation and all the structure were done under the supervision of the PWD department. Na, to itu ase ami khan la, grievances itu ase, aro itu to government khan bi itu to public laga dukhi ase, itu jani ke na ki hole bi console kori ke na ami khan lote milai ke na korile to beshi bhal ase. Aro last point ekta ase, ami khan ajikali social media te beshi kotha olai thake, beshi bhal bi olai, biya bi olai, very good na, kunba de ami dekhise.
So much for the Shozuku and Zukihe Bridge. Now, the Naga Students Federation on Thursday condoled the tragic demise of Eli Mapuenla, a BA honor student of St. Joseph University in Dimapur, who lost her life due to a reckless driving incident of yet unidentified driver in Dimapur. The Federation, through a notification, expressed sorrow for the demise of the promising student. The Federation further perturbed at the alarming rise of hit-and-run cases in the state of Nagaland, leading to the loss of innumerable lives while also leaving and rendering multiple others immobile. The Federation stated that it calls for more stringent implementation of the traffic regulations by the law enforcement agencies and urged the common people to be more self-aware and responsible so that any recklessness does not result in such incidents again. While condemning the incident, the Federation appealed to the authorities concerned to expedite the process of identifying the perpetrator and ensure that the individual is brought to book at the earliest. Again, the victim of the hit-and-run case that took place on Wednesday near St. Joseph University passed away at the referral hospital. Notably, following the demise of Mapuenla, a second semester student of BA Psychology and Counseling of St. Joseph University, the university on Thursday, through a notification, condoled her demise. Meanwhile, the university also declared a day of mourning and cancelled all scheduled exams on Thursday and further informed that the rescheduled date will be intimated later.
New messages.
The Dimapur Naga Students Union also vehemently condemned the hit-and-run case in Dimapur, which had happened on Thursday evening at Ikishi Model Village near St. Joseph University College campus. A black Scorpio is suspected to have hit the student of St. Joseph University around 2:30 p.m., which led to the tragic demise of the innocent student. The DNSU has appealed the concerned departments to strictly investigate on identifying the culprits. The union also prompted the department to thoroughly investigate the incident with utmost seriousness and ensure justice to the bereaved family. The union further extended its condolences and wished the family courage and strength to bear the irreparable loss. Moving on, the 18th Chosuba Assembly Constituency Office Bearers of NDPP had its consultative meeting with the unit office bearers at Vamuzo Memorial Town Hall on 25th May 2022. The House unanimously resolved the 3 points. Firstly, the House expressed appreciation to Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nipiu Rio, and Party President Chingwang Konyak for strengthening the party by bringing 21 MLAs recently. Secondly, the House resolved to fully support and endorse the resolutions of NDPP PAC region, which was adopted on May 4, and the resolution of the 18th Chosuba Assembly Constituency adopted on 18th May. It further decided to strengthen the party at all the levels. Thirdly, the House resolved to extend its unflinching support to its official candidature, Keducho Kamo, for the forthcoming general elections. It also appreciated his visions, principles, contributions and sacrifices towards the party. Notably, the meeting was chaired by Secretary Chisoye Nyeka and addressed by NDPP official candidate Keduche Kamo along with party leaders and advisors. J. Alam on Wednesday chaired a meeting with the administrative head of departments and the head of departments at the Secretariat Conference Hall in Kohima. The Chief Secretary, while addressing the gathering, stated that with regular functioning of the government offices in the state, the biometric system of attendance will resume in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat and directed that the Directorate to follow the suit. He also reiterated the attendance will be monitored in all the government offices and no pay, no work will be implemented strictly. Furthermore, the Chief Secretary reminded the AHODs and the HODs to personally take care of the court cases so that to avoid contempt of the court. Now, as cases of molestation, eve-teasing and sexual harassment has been rampant in Kohima's lower Chanmari colony, many stories of such cases have now reached the ears of Nltv. In this regard, Nltv team has taken a ground report of the area, and it was learned that in order to tackle the menace of the eve-teasing, the youth organization has come up with steps to curb the threats. The organization stated that it is monitoring the phenomenon and has also provided the contact details for reporting the antisocial incidents. However, it was learned that no one has directly approached a youth organization till now over the issue.
Media platform khande apni khan bhi dikhine aye je ami kan Nagaland state te crime rate to ita ro bishi uthi jala ga ami an sai ni jaisi gule to Dimapur district te bishi hoy asni gi ina bhi babi jai holi ita to sai ni jaisi gule to report ahala hisab te hoisi gule to ami an Nltv lore report ahala hoisi gule to ita Kohima bhi itu crime rate te bishi thagela to catch up kuri na asni gi ina bhi babi le time ho jaise ami kan high school colony fani bhi bishi alag alag crime hola ga huni gi na ase আৰু এনে চোৰ গান বি বেছি উজা লাগাবি শুনি কিনা আছে আৰু এতিয়া একদম শকিং একটা একদম আলাক একটা খবর একটা ইনাতো নুইসা নিসনাবি ইনালা একদম শকিং খবর একটা আমি গান আপনি ভিউয়ার্স খান গিলু কিনা নি আছে ইটো তো উজুগুলে তো অ্যাওয়ারনেস কারণে আনি দিয়া আছে আমি এটা লোয়ার চানমারি কলোনি রে কিনা আছে ইটো কোহিমা ডিস্ট্রিক্ট লাগা আন্ডার একটা কলোনি আছে
আপনি কত Actually, of course, mon colony do kiki do chor khanu bi do na do jani shule do amian ba sort out koi na mon I mean police kan gite but avni wa condition na do mon bi ko idea thana holi bi ajikali do alak source ba hunia orne of course we are monitoring with collaboration of Lower Chanmari Panchayat and youth organization itura mon ni jaka de mon monitor khando kura je hinya na do hunya do huni je ulibi amian bi mon bado tikya nai ulibi alak source pa hunya gorne mon ajikali ni olop to monitor kura je itu aje lui ichatak ti do mon condition mon la tarik mon la idu victim khan hubi don bado aina mon ge complaint ka ko lodge korne ichatak ti do itu aje
oi itia brado idon na incident han nawalo karne ini alak incident time te do hoi direct information bi pai je panchayat through na ulibi ina itia konish na itia brado alop awareness mon bi pai je che idon incident ola je waruna idone paretak jaga jaga de contact details na panchayat hubi youth la hui idon rakhi du.
Now, the farmers market in Kigwema has been inaugurated on Thursday by Minister for Rural Development Metsubo Jamir in the presence of Advisor for Youth Resources and Sports Zale Nekha and Advisor for Technical Education and Election Meadow Yoka. While inaugurating the market, Jamil appreciated the efforts rendered by the villagers and congratulated the village for successfully completing the project as desired. He also said that the development can only happen when villagers are united in peaceful and conducive environment. Meanwhile, Meadow Yoka in his speech raised concern over the environmental issues and appealed to the minister to support and incorporate planning and vision so as to enable the area to remain as the lung of Kohima. Rural Development Joint Director and Program Officer K. Nebu Sekose briefed about the project mission and vision of Chief Minister Nltv Rio. Furthermore, while welcoming the gathering, the Kigwema Village Chairman Bailey Kire appreciated the department for the 100% sponsorship of the market complex. The 24 Nagaland in-depth company NCC Kohima Group NCC has scheduled May 27 to pay homage to the late Captain N. Kenguruse, a brave son of the nation. The tribute program shall be held at 9 a.m. at Nerima Peza village and shall be attended by NCC officers and cadets along with the family and friends. The program shall commence with cleaning of Lieutenant Captain N. Kenguruse's statue by NCC cadets and laying wreath. Short speeches on Captain Kenguruse's life shall be delivered by his father and NCC cadets. Vote of thanks shall be delivered by Brigadier P.S. Sangwan, and the program shall end with the national anthem. The Minister of Higher and Technical Education, Temjin Imna Along, inaugurated the Tamlu Community Hall at Tamlu Village under the Longlang District on Thursday. Notably, the Additional Director and HOD of Tribal Affairs Department, I. Sino Pom, Additional Secretary of Tribal Affairs Department, Nchumbemo Lota, along with other officials, attended the show. During the inaugural speech, Minister Imna Along thanked the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India for funding the construction of the community hall. He also expressed his gratitude towards the Tribal Affairs Department of Nagaland for enabling its successful completion. In addition, Along maintained that he is confident that this shall serve several social purposes in the days to come. Moving to the regional news, in regards to the illegal selling of Shillong tier tickets in Wokha, Deputy Commissioner of Wokha, Orentang Lota, has notified that if any person is found selling, distributing or purchasing the ticket of such lottery, will be strictly liable to be punished as per the penal provisions of the law. Notably, the Deputy Commissioner on Wednesday, through a press release, informed that some individuals and private vendors are illegally selling Shillong tier tickets in Wokha. The DC further informed that due to illegal sale of tickets and gamblings with the tier tickets, there have been an increase in social evils as well as cases of bankruptcy among the economically weaker sections of the society. Nagaland Agricultural Department on Wednesday issued a monsoon preparedness advisory. Notably, all the district agricultural officers and the subdivisional agricultural officers, along with their officers, field staffs and the Atma personnel have been directed to remain in their respective places of posting positively at this point of the cropping season. The department asked all the concerned authorities to be vigilant for real-time assessment and monitoring of the crop situation, the pest situation or any natural calamities affecting in the farmer's field. The department also asked the concerned to submit timely reports and documentation through groups WhatsApp to the Directorate for further intervention. Furthermore, the authority instructed all the farmers to conduct training and awareness campaign on the management of agricultural activities besides the natural calamity. The department also directed all the concerned to convey farmers' advisory through field staff and Atma farmers' friends to the farming communities. And now the traffic restriction imposed along the National Highway 29 at Peducha Zubza Steel Bridge has been lifted with immediate effect. Earlier, the district administration has suspended vehicular movement at two stretches of road chainage, kilometer 155 of Kohima and Dimapur 4-lane road, and from Sechu Zubza police station to Peducha checkpost. The restriction was imposed in order to clear the obstructing soil and the rock debris caused by the mudslides. Well, in Meghalaya, the government on Wednesday decided to hike taxes on the Indian-made foreign liquor in the range of 1 to 9% to ensure higher revenues for the state. Notably, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on Wednesday said that the cabinet approved the recategorization of category of brands for the Indian-made foreign liquor and mentioned that the step was taken due to the change of rates in other neighboring states and to ensure more revenue revenue for the state. They have declassified different brands and increased the rates of few of them. Sangma also mentioned that through this decision, the state will earn an additional 25 plus crores revenue. Let's move on and see that in a historical order, the Supreme Court on Thursday told the police that they should neither interfere nor take criminal action against consenting sex workers. The apex court further said that prostitution is a profession and sex workers are entitled to dignity and equal protection under the law. Notably, a three-judge bench headed by Justice L. Nageswara Rao issued 6 directions for safeguarding the rights of the sex workers. The bench said that sex workers are entitled to equal protection of the law and criminal law must apply equally in all the cases of the basis of age and consent. It further stated that every individual in the country has the right to a dignified life under Article 21 of the Constitution. The bench also ordered that sex workers should not be arrested, penalized or harassed or victimized in raids on brothels, since voluntary sex work is not illegal and only running the brothel is unlawful. It is also called on the Press Council of India to direct the media not to publish or telecast any photos that would reveal their identities. Publishing or telecasting their photographs from raid or rescue operations will be a criminal offense. The court has also directed the state governments to survey the shelter homes so that cases of adult women who are detained against their will can be reviewed and processed for release in a time-bound manner. Meanwhile, the court has also asked the center to give its response to these recommendations on the next date of hearing, that is on July 27. And again, Minister of Health and Family Welfare S. Pangnew Pom on Thursday visited the ongoing construction site of the Nagaland Medical College in Prebagye at Kohima. Notably, he also stated that a review meeting was held with the consultants, site engineers and the workers to take a stock of the actual steps of the project. Furthermore, the minister, taking down to Twitter, informed that the overall work progress stood at 60%. Where some of the block's buildings are almost in completion stage and that it will be handed over to the department soon. It may be mentioned that during his visit to the hospital, he was accompanied by Director of Medical Education, Dr. Atsungla, Executive Engineer and other officials. Meanwhile, Pom also stated that he will continue to personally monitor the progress of the work. Vinay Kumar Saxena on Thursday was sworn in as the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Notably, Saxena, who has held the post of Chairperson of the Khadi and Village Industries Commission, was appointed as the new Lieutenant Governor of Delhi on Monday after Anil Baijal resigned from the position last week. It is to be mentioned that Saxena was administered oath of office by Acting Chief Justice of Delhi H.C. Vipin Sanghi at Raj Niwas in Delhi. It may also be mentioned that Saxena had started his career as an assistant officer in the Rajasthan with Jammu and Kashmir group and was elevated as general manager in 1995 to look after a reproposed port project in Gujarat, while he was appointed as KVIC chairperson in 2015. Now, good news for the pensioners. The Defence Ministry on Wednesday extended the deadline for former servicemen to claim pensions by 1 month. Earlier, the ministry has set May 25 as the deadline for the veterans to complete the process to ensure smooth processing of their pension. However, more than 36,000 people had not submitted their life certificates as of May 24, upon which the former servicemen have now been asked to complete the paperwork by June 25. Meanwhile, annual identification is said to be mandatory for the continued and timely credit of pension. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to inaugurate India's biggest drone festival called Bharat Drone Mahotsav 2022 on Friday at 10 a.m. at Pragati Maidan in the national capital. According to Prime Minister's office, Prime Minister Modi will interact with Kisan drone pilots, witness open-air drone demonstrations and interact with the startups in a drone exhibition center. Notably, Bharat Drone Mahotsav 2022 is a two-day event and is being held on May 27 and 28. The PMO further stated that over 1,600 delegates comprising the government officials, foreign diplomats, armed forces, Central Armed Police Forces, PSUs, private companies and drone startups will participate in the Mahotsav, while more than 70 exhibitors will display various use of cases of drones at the exhibition. It may also be mentioned that the Mahotsav will also witness a virtual award of drone pilot certificates, product launches and panel discussions, along with flying demonstrations, display of made in India drone taxi prototypes and many more. Following yesterday's news, Yasin Malik was sentenced to life imprisonment on Wednesday by a special NIA court in Delhi. He will now spend the rest of his life all alone in prison. Notably, the Kashmiri separatist has been lodged in jail number 7 of the Thar prison. According to a mid-level prison officer, Malik will not be assigned any work at a Tihar jail and will be kept alone in jail 7 due to security reasons. It is to be mentioned that during the previous hearing, Malik told the court that he was not contesting the charges leveled against him. He may not be even challenging the sentencing in higher courts, as he was himself pleaded guilty, which means by all means Malik will spend the rest of his life in jail. Israel's Defense Ministry Benny Gantz is scheduled to visit India next week, during which he is scheduled to sign a letter of intent to mark 30 years of bilateral diplomatic and defense ties between India and Israel. Reportedly, he will be on a 3-day visit to India and will meet his Indian counterpart Rajnath Singh. Notably, India and Israel elevated their bilateral ties to a strategic partnership during the historic event of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Israel in July 2017. It is to be mentioned that Gantz was scheduled to visit India towards the end of March but had to postpone his trip amidst a series of deadly terror attacks across Israel. Well, now the Union Ministry of Education during the pandemic stated that the school students has conducted a survey, and during the survey it was learned that 78% of the school students have learned online during the pandemic, and 24% of the students have used digital devices to report and to study. The ministry's survey said that in November, Classes 3, 5 and 8 and 10 have been included under the survey, and 34 lakh students have been participated under the survey. Thank you, viewers. That's all from Nltv Primetime News. I'm Rinki Gogoi signing off. More updates, keep watching Nltv. Sob Manulagawas.
अरे तूने अभी तक कुछ किया ही नहीं।
अरे ये तो लो क्वालिटी टंकी है।
होशियारी मत दिखाओ, दुकानदार ने 5 साल की गारंटी दी है।
अरे 5 साल छोड़िए, इसका पानी पियेंगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी हम लोग पहुंचेंगे। अंदर का सरफेस प्लेन, स्मूथ और प्योर व्हाइट भी नहीं है। आप एक काम क्यों नहीं करते, निप्को ताज का एक टंकी लगा लीजिए।
लेक्चर बंद करो, लगाओ।
मरने दो बुड्ढे को, मेरा क्या जाता है।
Hey, मैं यमराज।
मैं तो मरा ही नहीं हूँ।
तू मरा नहीं, लेकिन तू जिस घटिया टंकी से पानी पी रहा है तेरा मरना एकदम निश्चित है। मरने दो बुड्ढे को। देख मैं इन दिनों बहुत बिजी हूँ, आज थोड़ा फ्री टाइम मिला है, इसलिए तुझे ले जाने आया हूँ। चल।
मैं नहीं आ रहा।
चल।
मैं नहीं जा रहा। मैं नहीं जा रहा। बचाओ। प्रभु मुझे बचाइए, मेरे बाल बच्चे हैं। वत्स, क्या हुआ?
ये घटिया पानी की टंकी यूज करता है।
वत्स, अगर आज तुमने निपको टच का वाटर टैंक यूज किया होता तो अपने परिवार के साथ रहते। देखो, हम भी यहाँ निपको टच का वाटर टैंक ही यूज करते हैं। हो जाएगा प्रभु, बस मुझे बचाइए। सपना था। हम भी यहाँ निपको टच का वाटर टैंक ही यूज करते हैं। निपको टच का वाटर टैंक।
निप्को ताज वाटर टैंक यूवी और एंटीबैक्टीरियल प्रोटेक्शन